was flipping through a card box the other day, and I stumbled upon this DeWatt promo right here. And if you look closely at the promo, you can see there's a little M in the lower corner right there, lower left-hand corner or right-hand corner, depending on where you're looking from. And that M stands for McDonald's. This is a McDonald's promo. I believe this one came out in 2012. There's been a lot of McDonald's promos that have come out through the years, all the way leading up to the 25th anniversary promos, which were released last year. And it was a bad time for the hobby at that point. There were people kind of going in droves, flocking to McDonald's, buying up cases and buying up Happy Meals like crazy to flip these on the secondary market. It was just a nutso time, but it really started making me think about McDonald's promos. These are free cards that you get with Happy Meals or whatever the case may be. I wanted to see how these were performing, how these cards have been performing, because they have been coming out for a while. So we're going to take a look at that information today. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Don't forget to enter yourself for our Evolving Skies Danny Phantom reprint, where we are giving away a booster box every single Friday until a reprint finally comes. In order to enter, you just have to go back to the video that I posted last week Friday, where I opened up a ton of tins, and leave a like and a comment, and make sure you are subscribed. And then this week Friday, when we open up our first Astral Radiance box, we're going to pick another winner, and then we're just going to keep going until a reprint of Evolving Skies finally comes. I'm going to get right into things today. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any of these cards, what you think about the McDonald's promos. Kind of a real niche market, right? We're going to look at McDonald's promos today. On Thursday, we're going to look at Toys R Us promos, another area that's very, very interesting and very intriguing. And if you look right off the bat, you can kind of see one thing that is very consistent, and that's Pikachu. Pikachu being obviously the most popular Pokemon for a lot of people, especially people who would order Happy Meals, right? And some of these cards are a little bit older. Some of these came out in 2015, 2012, 2018, whatever the case may be. We're going to start out with this Pikachu right here, which came out in 2015. And if we look at the market price here, right now it's sitting right around $30.38. I wanted to take data from the past year so we can see a lot of these have kind of exploded in price over the past year, which is interesting because we're kind of at the tail end of that giant spurt in Pokemon, right? So if we're looking back at August of last year, it was pretty low back then, hovering right around $10. And then when a lot of reprints came at the beginning of November and December, this kind of shot up where it's sitting at $32.99. I wanted to make sure that there were sold listings for all these. This data came off of TCG Player, so I wanted to make sure that these have sold, and a lot of them have sold frequently over the past several months. So looking at this Pikachu right here from 2015, you're looking at a market price right now of $30.38, which is hovering right around its one-year high of $32.99. But if you look, just had a giant leap after last summer, after 2021 summer, and that's a little bit later in the game for seeing a lot of this growth. So if we look at number 2, which is the Eevee, this one came out in 2019. We're looking at a market price right now of $27.50, which is actually at a one-year high. If you go back to June, it was hovering right around $12. June of 2021. Again, that's very late for it to be this low, and then kind of skyrocket over the past couple months here, where you can see there are sales that are coming in place here in March and April, bringing it all the way up to $27.50, which is very, very interesting. If we look at the Pikachu from 2018 right here, a very, very cool card, hovering right around $25.60. That's down a little bit from its one-year high of $27.06, but still leaps and bounds ahead of its $12.05 one-year low, which it hit in October of 2021. You can see, unlike these other ones, it was a little bit higher at the end of summer in 2021, and then dipped down to this $12.05 price point, and then it kind of ballooned again up to $27.06 here right at the end of March, beginning of April, and now it's kind of come down a couple dollars, but not much, sitting at $25.60 right now. This Pikachu right here, which came from originally the XY base artwork, this was released in 2014. This was a very, very cool card. A lot of playability that came along with this card as well, but a price point of $23.49 for its one-year high. This one's a little different because it actually hit that one-year high back in September of 2021 and then tanked for several months, kind of following the market, right, where we saw the market really go down. This fell all the way down to $9.45 and kind of stayed there throughout 2022, all the way up until about March, where all of a sudden then it ballooned back up, and now it's sitting at $21.49. We've got a Shining Legends Pikachu kind of promo here. This is from McDonald's in 2019. This is kind of a look-alike from that Shining Legends one. $27.85 is its high point. This is different than all the other cards we've kind of looked at so far, and the same is going to be true for the next one, but you can see this one actually hit its high point back in June of 2021, where it was at $27.85, and then it's gone down, and it's gone down significantly significantly, where right now it's sitting at 1587, which is just barely higher than its 1564 1-year low, but you can see consistently just really going down, which is very, very interesting. The next one we're going to look at is from 2017, currently sitting at $15.71. Again, just barely above its 1-year low, which it hit kind of in the beginning of January, middle of January right there. Its high point it actually hit in September, so much like the other Pikachu that we just looked at, but a lot different than the other cards that we've looked at. It was at $27.55 at the beginning of September, which is extremely expensive compared to where it is now, which is a very, very significant drop. Next up, we're going to look at the Torchic. This Torchic came out in 2015. This is a little different for some reason. I don't know why TCG Player had the graphing like this. You can see there's a market price and a hollow foil market price. If we look at the hollow foil market price, which is the one we're going to look at because the other one is just consistently a straight line, the hollow foil market price is $15 right now, which it hit kind of at the beginning of April. There hasn't been a whole lot of consistency here just because we're only looking at data from March all the way forward, so it makes me think that maybe this card was added late to the game in TCG Player, even though this card kind of came out in 2015, so it's a little bit irrelevant, but you can see there are sales that happened at the end of March, beginning of April for $2.24 before it kind of ballooned up to this $15 price point, which is where it's currently sitting right now. This is an absolutely gorgeous looking Cubone. This came out in 2018. Its current market price is $14.79, which is just barely below its 1-year high of $15. It hit its 1-year low back in November. Middle of November, it was down to $6.64. Very cool looking card that's really shot up. Quite a few sales on this one too, but it's consistently risen over the past several months, whereas now it's sitting at $14.79, like I said, just off of its $15 1-year high. Then we're going to look at this Lapras here, which is from 2019. Again, these are sorted from most expensive, so these are the most expensive McDonald's promos, not including our 25th anniversary ones, which we'll look at a couple of them. But this card hit $13.40 at the beginning of February. That's its 1-year high. It dropped down a little bit. Now it's sitting at $11.45, which is still considerably above its 1-year low, which it hit, as you can see, at the end of August. It was down to $5.62, and then it rose a little bit, and then it kind of skyrocketed up at the end of January there to its 1-year high before coming back down a couple dollars, where it's sitting at $11.45 right now. Next up, we've got Growlithe. This Growlithe was released in 2018. It's got a high point of $11.28, which you can see it hit at the end of February. Its low point of $8.87, it actually hit at the beginning of January. Right over here is where it hit that. So it kind of ballooned after that. It started out right in the middle there, kind of here in September, end of September, beginning of October, and then kind of dived down a little bit to hit that 1-year low before it's consistently risen right after that. Really big upwards trajectory. And then it kind of leveled off a little bit where it's sitting at $11.09. Next up, we've got Caterpie. This Caterpie came out in 2019. It's got a $12.24 high point, which it actually hit in the beginning of November, end of October, and then it went down a little bit, kind of sitting in the middle of its 1-year high and 1-year low. Its 1-year low was $8.41, which it hit at the end of June, beginning of July, kind of spiked up to that $12.24 point, and then it's kind of leveled off now, where throughout January, February, March, and even into April now, it's $10.50, so right in between that 1-year high and 1-year low. And then next up, we've got the Eevee. This Eevee was from Sun and Moon Base originally for the artwork. It came out in 2018 as a McDonald's promo. Its high point of $12.39. Very interesting graph here because a lot of its height was kind of in the middle of the graph here, where it hit its low point at the beginning of July of 2021, which was $9.61, and now it's right back kind of close to that. It's only gone up a few dollars since then. In the middle of November, it hit $12.39, and now it's kind of dived back down to $10.22, which is where it's currently sitting, but you can see very close to that 1-year low in the beginning or end of March right there. Then we've got Psyduck. This Psyduck came out in 2018 as well. Its high point of $14.41. It hit right in the middle of November, kind of went down a little bit after that. Now consistently just big time drop, and now it's sitting at $10.19. Not too far off of its in between its 1-year high and 1-year low of $7.26, which it hit at the end of June in 2021. If we look at the Double, $11.97 as its high point, which it actually hit at the end of July and kind of stayed there and then consistently fell a little bit. Now it's sitting at $9.65. This card came out in 2012. You can see it's got the McDonald's stamp, just like the Duat that I showed off at the beginning of this video. Its low point was $4.26, which it hit at the beginning of July, end of June, and then it's done nothing really but kind of go up after that, and then kind of crashed a little bit, but not too much, sitting closer to its 1 year high than its 1 year low. Next, we're going to look at the Hone Edge card. This also came out in I think this one was 2014 actually, but it's still got the McDonald's stamp right here. Its low point it hit at the end of June, beginning of July, $4.03, and then you can see consistent sales rising it up, where it's sitting at $9.49 right now, which is actually its 1 year high. It stayed consistently kind of rising, a little upward trajectory right there, which is pretty cool. If we look at the Ghastly, this is a very cool Ghastly card. This came out in 2019. Very cool artwork. It's kind of a lot of ups and downs with this one. $8.05 was its low, which it hit in February of 2022, then kind of peaked back up and then crashed back down and then went up to $8.99, where it's kind of sitting right now in between its 1 year high and 1 year low. Its 1 year high of $10.45. It hit in the middle of January, then kind of shrunk down to its 1 year low, then back up close to that high, then back down to the low, and now it's kind of leveled off a little bit in the middle there. Not a whole lot of consistency with that Ghastly card. Then we've got Froakie, which is a pretty cool card. This came out in 2014. Still got the McDonald's stamp right there. $8.86 is its high point, which is currently where it's sitting right now. That's its 1 year high. Its low point of $4.48. It hit at the end of June, went up a little bit, went down, went up a little bit, went down, and now it's risen quite a bit, where it was sitting kind of around that $5 mark before it kind of ballooned up over the past month and a half. Now it's sitting at $8.86. If we look at the Pignite promo, this one came out in 2012. $7.64 is its high point, which it hit really recently, kind of at the beginning of May. Then it shrunk down a little bit, where it's sitting at $7.20, still well up from its $3.99 low, which it hit at the end of August, beginning of September. That was its 1 year low, and then kind of consistently just rose and rose and rose before leveling off a little bit and then rising up more. So it's sitting at $7.20. Then I wanted to look at a couple of the promos from the 25th anniversary here. We've got the Pikachu promo. This is obviously the most important to a lot of people. We're only looking at the holographic pricing here. $24.26 was its high point for the holofoil. It hit that at the beginning of July in 2021, and it's consistently gone down a little bit. There's been some blips where it's gone up and then down, up and then down, up and down, but it's kind of leveled off now, where it's sitting at $19.82, not too far off of its 1 year high, but closer to its 1 year low than its 1 year high. It hit $18.97 in November of 2021. That was its 1 year low before going up a little bit. Now it's kind of stayed consistently in between its 1 year high and 1 year low, so it's definitely not rising. And then we've got the Squirtle, which is the second most expensive 25th anniversary holographic card. If you remember those cards, there were 25. They both had 25 in the set. They both had a regular pattern and then a holographic pattern. But huge difference here between the most expensive and the second most expensive. $6.89 for the Squirtle, which is the second most expensive card, considerably lower than the $24.26 price point of the highest grossing or highest priced card in the set. $6.89 was its high point, which it hit in February of 2022. You can see right there its low point of $4.32. It hit in August of 2021. Right now it's sitting at $5.24. So kind of in the middle of its 1 year high and 1 year low. Not a whole lot of movement on these 25th anniversary ones. A lot of those are out there. A lot of them were flipped on the secondary market, but it's kind of interesting to take a look and see how the McDonald's promos are performing. Some of them are really, really cool. Some of the older ones I think are really, really cool. Kind of tough to get your hands on in mint condition right now, in near mint condition right now, which is why I think a lot of these have seen such increases for people who are starting really to collect their promo cards, maybe getting out of modern a little bit and working on a lot of more niche categories, so to speak, like promo cards or like specific promo cards like we saw from McDonald's. So we'll look at Toys R Us promos on Thursday. Much different market for Toys R Us. Very, very interesting stuff. So I'm excited to kind of show that to you. If you guys could do me a favor, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys mean the world to me. I don't even know how to communicate that any more than I already have. So thank you for everything, guys. I will talk to you soon. Until then, peace.